Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. You got the award-winning In Wheel Time car talk show. You don't want to know what we won. Coming up, we talked to NHRA Drag Racing Champion Angelle Sampey.
All right.
I'll give you my thoughts on another electric, the Chevy Blazer EV. And Jeff has this week's Motor Minute.
Yep.
Just ahead on the In Wheel Time car talk show. Howdy, along with Mike, out of this world Mars. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today. Thank you very much. It's hot.
Very hot.
Very hot.
You know, let's check in. Let's check in right now and find out how hot it is in Louisiana.
Okay.
Angelle Sampey, good morning. How hot is it over there?
I haven't been outside yet, but hell hot is probably the best description I can give you.
Well,
it's pretty miserable here.
Yeah, well, it was 100 degrees here with a feels-like temperature of 113 yesterday.
Yeah, that's about the same as here.
Yeah, that's what I figured as much. Well, it's great to see you again, and congratulations on your success with the Nitro Dragster, the fuel-injected Dragster, 270 miles an hour. You do that on a regular basis. So let me ask you this. I mean, for all those decades, you raced motorcycles at basically 200 miles an hour as you cross the finish line. What's it like going 70 miles an hour faster?
Well, the first time I got in the Dragster, I hadn't been down the racetrack in anything or on anything in a year. And so my first time in the car, not only was I doing something I had never done before, and they gave me a piece of paper with the procedure written down on it. That's how I learned how to do it.
Like an old recipe or something. Right on the back of your hand.
Exactly. Yeah. The procedure was written down on a piece of paper. So it was literally just sit in the car and go through the process in your mind. But when I stomped on that pedal and that car took off, I don't know what happened. My brain just went, it was a blur. I couldn't see where I was going because I went into tire shake pretty much immediately. And I thought, holy crap, if this is what it's like, I'm not going to be able to do this. But then I found out later, when they came and got me, that was tire shake. And let me tell you, you literally go blind. You cannot see anything, and it hurts. It gives you a headache.
Wow.
But, it took me about 3 passes to get it about halfway down the track. And then we tested a second day, and I was making full passes that second day. But it took me probably 20 to 30 runs until I really started to feel comfortable. It was so fast. It doesn't sound like 50 to 70 miles an hour faster. It doesn't sound that fast. But when you're doing it in that short of a time period, it's unbelievably fast. So going from an eight-fuel dragster to a top-fuel dragster, which I haven't done yet, but that's in the plan for the future, I can't even imagine what that's going to feel like. So I'm hoping that I can continue to get used to the speed. I'm processing the information really well now, and it's starting to slow down for me, and it's just a whole bunch of fun.
I can only imagine. So are you, have you made your way down to the Frank Hawley School yet for Top Fuel?
I have not. So I'm all AB Motorsports educated. So Antron Brown is doing everything with me as far as teaching me. And I couldn't ask for a better coach mentor and friend. Yeah, he's just an all-around absolute fantastic champion of a human being. And so he is teaching me every step of the way. He's with me just about, I think there may have been 1 or 2 runs that I've gone down the racetrack so far that he was not on the starting line with me. And that was just because our itineraries didn't match up to where he could make it to the starting line with me. And that was kind of weird because I haven't done anything without him much. But I do have a wonderful team with Corey and Kyle Mihalik, the Mihalik Brothers racing team. Corey is the former driver of the car, waiting to get back in when we have a second car. We're working on that. And Kyle is my crew chief. But those 2 brothers are just as amazing as Antron, and they have been working really well with me as well. All of our personalities just really align very well. I'm the red wire, and Antron's my ground wire. And Corey and Kyle are the same way. They're both ground wires for me, and I finally have, I think, the absolute perfect match with teammates and the ones who can teach me and keep me guided in the right direction, and I'm really blessed and enjoying it.
Well, your path with Antron is very similar because he was on pro motorcycles for a number of years,
right.
And that just kind of all goes hand in hand.
Yeah, well, he's been telling me since he made the switch to Top Fuel that I should drive a dragster, and of course that was in 2008 when he came out in the Top Fuel car. And 2008 was my last year on a pro stock bike before I stopped for 6 years. And then when I returned in 2014, the story never changed. He kept saying, "Angelle, you really need to consider driving a dragster." And then when this occasion arose, I lost my ride on the pro stock motorcycle team, and I spoke to him about trying to my plan was I was going to lease a motorcycle and race a few races in the countdown just to have some fun and call it quits after that. I was going to race on my own terms and I'll be done with it. And Mission was going to help me do that with some sponsorship money. And when he said, I told him that I had some sponsorship money, this is what I wanted to do. He's like, "Oh, well, you're not going to spend money on bikes. We're going to try something different. We're going to put you in an A-fuel dragster." And I just pretty much laughed at him. It's like, that's not happening. But he talked me into it, and I am so grateful that I finally listened, but also so mad at myself that I didn't listen sooner, because this has been the change that I needed. 26 years on pro stock motorcycles. Not that I don't, completely love the class and love motorcycles anymore, but I really did need the change, and I couldn't ask for anything better. I'm still a little nervous because we're still talking about, moving to Top Fuel, and that's something that we're going to maybe do towards the end of the season, do some test runs and work towards getting my license. But right now, the A-Fuel is enough for me.
Well, I have to tell you that it absolutely thrills me to no end. I didn't even think that you were ready to talk about that, but I am thrilled that you're headed toward the Top Fuel category, and can't wait to see you that. But in the meantime, you've been pretty successful with this A-Fuel dragster.
Yeah, we've been doing really well. We came off the hit of the season was Dallas when I first made it to the racetrack in competition, outside of just testing. And I had a tough field ahead of me. I was number 16 qualifier. We were having trouble getting the car down the track, but we did make it in, and we had the Samsel Racing team. I think it was Coughlin who was driving the car that weekend. At number 1 qualifier is what they were, and I was number 16. So I just figured, I get to make one more run. I didn't expect to win, and we got up there and we made it down the racetrack with a really good run, and they didn't, and I got the win and went on to second round and was so excited. And then third round, I had to race Tony Stewart. So
oh boy.
Then I started getting worried because I had kind of run my mouth a little bit, and I said, when I go to A-Fuel, I hope I have to race Tony.
There's that red wire again.
That's it.
Yeah, I said, I can't wait to race Tony Stewart and kick his butt. Well, here I am. I'm like, great. Now I'm going to get my butt kicked by Tony Stewart. But lo and behold, well, actually it was second round. I'm sorry, because I didn't go to the final. But we won against Tony, and then I went to the third round and eventually lost there. But moved on to Vegas, had a great race there. I did race Vegas and Pomona in the Samsel car, only because the Mihalik Brothers racing team was not available for those last 2 races. And we did fantastic in Vegas. I went to the final round at the regional, did pretty decent in Pomona. But then I started the season off back with the Mihalik Brothers, and we opened our season in Louisiana at No Problem Raceway, which is a really big event for me, since it's close to home. I think we probably had 50% of the fans were friends and family. So that was exciting. We went all the way to the final round, and I eventually lost to Jackie Frick. And I was pretty bummed because I wanted to win before my home crowd, but was proud of Jackie. She did a great job. But we've had some ups and downs. We were struggling with getting the car down the racetrack sometimes, but we had a test session just recently. We worked those bugs out. And now it's going down the track really well, so we're going to start pushing on it really hard now. We do have the help of Brian Karate and Mark Oswald, who are Antron's crew chiefs, and Antron as well. And then Brad Mason, who's Antron's car chief, looks over everything as well with me. Adrian Long's another assistant on my team that helps. So we have so many good people. It's actually scary to think of how good this could be once we get every bug worked out and I'm 100% comfortable and I start hitting the lights like I need to. I think we're going to be a pretty unbeatable team when we get there.
How are your lights today in the A-Fuel dragster?
It is so totally different than the motorcycle. I have to do something different. On the motorcycle, you leave with your left hand. On the dragster, you leave with your right foot and releasing the brake with your right hand. But I'm loving it because my reaction times had just gone to hell in my last year and a couple of years before I finished racing bikes. And that was because, a lot of people don't understand what's involved in reaction time on a pro stock bike. First of all, it is the quickest reacting vehicle, in the sport of NHRA drag racing. And you have to combine the vehicle reaction time with the driver reaction time. Well, it's really easy to red light on a pro stock bike. So a lot of times that gets into your mind and you're trying to slow yourself down. Well, it's almost impossible to slow yourself down and still get a great light. So you have to find that happy medium in there where your crew chief can work on the bike and slow it down. And you try to do the same thing over and over. But there's just so much, from where you stage, and you're staging the motorcycle with your feet. So it's easy to move it back and forth, and, you try to be precise. But things were just going downhill for me with that. And you ever seen that movie, The Replacements, when they talk about quicksand?
Yes.
Says,
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where I was. I got to a point where I couldn't do anything right, and all I focused on was a negative. Like I have this, we call it double clutching, where you go to throw the clutch out, and the signal from your brain to your hand has some kind of brief delay, and your body goes and your hand doesn't, and when your hand does go, then your head throws back, and it messes up everything. And so I was always afraid of doing that. I was always afraid of going red. When you have one of the fastest motorcycles at the racetrack, what starts to take over your mind is what you can do wrong. And that was, I was in quicksand, and I couldn't come out of it. But the car is so different. So the car is, you can hit it as hard as you want to. I mean, when you see yellow, you slam that throttle, release the brake as hard and as fast as you can. You don't have to worry about going red. You don't have to worry about so many things moving on your body like on the bike. So it's release the clutch, the throttle's wide open, you have to tuck, you have to get your feet in, you have to shift in less than a second later. All that's going on. And in the car, it's just stab the throttle, let go of the brake, and steer it straight down the track. And
right.
Yeah, and so there really isn't a whole bunch you can do to mess it up. So that relaxation, that mindset of, what, this is so much fun and I can't wait to do it. So now I'm going to the starting line with complete joy and excitement rather than fear of messing up.
How much time do you spend on the practice tree?
Not as much as I should. So I'm definitely working on that. We actually just hooked up a new pedal at home for me to work on a practice tree. Antron does have a setup in his rig for both of us. We have two accelerated pedals that we practice with, and I go there and practice with him as much as I can. And my improvement is going. I'm coming along with it. I started in the Dragster. Really hard for me to cut better than an 090 light. It's just getting used to the process and doing what you need to do. And now I'm steadily in the 50 to 70 range, 050s to 070s.
So it's getting better.
Which is, yeah, it's good. I mean, it's decent. If you watch Top Fuel and A Fuel, a lot of people usually stay around that 040, 050, 060. But that's not good enough for me. I watch Justin Ashley and I watch Antron, and they cut 030s, 040s, 050s on a constant basis, and that's where I want to be. So I'm working really hard at that. We actually are making some improvements to the car as we speak. My car chief, Jeff, is working on it to do something with the accelerated pedal that I think is going to help me. And I, just practicing and keeping my mind clear and continuing to have fun, I know it's going to come along.
When you have an event, how early do you leave home to get to that event? A couple of days before?
That's actually changed a lot from pro stock bikes to the cars, and working with Antron, AB Motorsports keeps me very busy. We have some wonderful sponsors, Hankstifer's Metal Lubricant Oils, and FVP, Mission, IGTG. All these people keep me busy. So it went from, I would leave late Thursday night, depending on how late our run was on Friday. I would even possibly leave early Friday morning. But now that I'm in the car and I'm so busy doing sponsor stuff and sometimes even testing, or even just getting there because of the delays in the flights these days, I actually leave several days before a race sometimes. So Brainerd's coming up. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't normally leave till late Thursday night. I'm leaving Tuesday night because I have a sponsor appearance and visit with FVP, so I'm looking forward to that. We've been doing a lot of fun things, and if anybody knows Antron, they know how much he works and how much he travels.
Oh, yeah.
I'm doing just about everything he does with him, so we can engage with all our sponsors and try to build bigger and better relationships for the future. Because like we mentioned a little bit earlier, our aspirations are to move to Top Fuel. Antron wants a 2-car team, and that takes work, sponsor relations and getting out there, and sitting at home till late Thursday night's not going to cut it, so I get there as early as they need me.
Well, I think that you'll be missed in the zoo if you don't get there at least 2 or 3 days party in the zoo at Brainerd.
Sure.
We have every intention of making it to the zoo at some point this weekend. We usually do make a drive-through with FVP there because that's one of their home track. They do a lot of stuff there. So we'll probably get in like a side-by-side and make a round through the zoo and have a good time. Probably on, I think we did it on Saturday night last year, so we'll see what happens this year.
Well, it sounds like tons of fun, and we follow you on Facebook. We follow you everywhere. It kind of is creepy, isn't it? We don't mean it to be creepy, but sometimes it just is.
So I have to ask if she's already cleared a space on a shelf for her first Wally on that.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
I have Wallies in here in my living room, but I have 46 of them, and they are mostly on my staircase going up to the little bonus room we have upstairs. So I don't have a whole bunch of room, but I promise you, when I get that first Dragster Wally, I'm going to set a really nice place for it somewhere.
Well, the Emmons brothers were kind enough to give us a Wally that they won up in Dallas at the Motorplex, and so we've got that on display here right behind us. Angelle, it's great to talk to you, and we wish you the best of luck. We follow you all the time, and we follow your Facebook stuff all the time as well. So best of luck to you, and keep up the good work. And we're looking. Hopefully, we'll be able to see. Are you going to go to the big race in Dallas in the fall?
Oh, absolutely, yes. We so I didn't race like full time the beginning of the season. We kind of took it slow. We had a race, had like 5 weeks off, had another race, 4 weeks off. But now we are in the full swing of things. The only race I will not be competing at for the rest of the season is the St. Louis race, and that's only because NHRA doesn't have top alcohol dragster at that event. But we will be doing the rest of the events. Dallas is a big one for me as well because it's close to home, but a lot of friends and family do go to that one. So I'm looking forward to it. It's an awesome race, too. And if you guys have ever been there for the whole week, there's so much going. The Stampede of Speed is really spectacular.
Yes.
They do a good job with that.
Yeah,
so.
most definitely.
And then my race team, the Mihalik Brothers, have never done the West Coast, Vegas and Pomona back-to-back, and that was a bucket list item for them. And I'm so grateful that they're willing to travel all the way from Ohio to the West Coast to do that because, ending the year with the car and the fans that I have there is going to be really fun. But I just want to say again, I want to thank Hank Stiffer's Metalworking Lubricants because they are the ones that stepped up this year. We started the year with all associate sponsors, and we were just getting by race to race. We didn't know how much we would be able to complete the season. And Hank Stiffer stepped up and took over the primary sponsorship position, and they have been absolutely wonderful. So if any of you guys out there work with metal, have a machine shop, if you're not using Hank Stiffer's lubricants, please give them a call and give them a try because I am out here continuing my 27-year career because of them, and I couldn't thank them enough.
Well, we thank you for joining us this morning, and we're going to see you in Dallas in October, and we're going to have a actual golden invite, I know, from Antron in the hospitality suite. And we'll
Absolutely.
We'll
yeah. And if he doesn't, you got it from me. I'll be there. Come on over and see me. But yes, I definitely like to see you guys in person and hang out for a little bit.
We love you.
Fantastic.
Take care of yourself, and thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me.
You bet.
Fantastic.
She is so much fun to talk to.
Absolutely. Hey, you can catch the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 through the iHeartRadio app. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk. We also video stream our live 2-hour weekly show on Facebook, YouTube, and InWheelTime.com. Podcasts available from your favorite podcast provider. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues right after this quick break. Pro-Am Auto Accessories has been serving Houston's auto enthusiasts since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am is known as the place to go to find exclusive and hard-to-find parts and accessories. Pro-Am is one of the very first distributors in the USA for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbo, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier retail and service corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000 square foot warehouse, showroom, and installation bays. Pro-Am not only sells parts and accessories, but also offers installation and service. Pro-Am is now reaching a worldwide audience through Pro-Am.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. At Pro-Am Auto, you'll be dealing with a small group of professionals who truly want to help you with your automotive needs. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755. Want to feel good about something special you did for someone special? In Wheel Time and the original Lupi Tortilla group of Tex-Mex restaurants have joined together to help a very worthy cause, God's Garage, a Christian-based 501c3 charity. We know there are lots of places and organizations out there where you can donate a car, truck, or SUV, but we're asking you, our car enthusiast family, to consider donating to God's Garage. Visit godsgarage.org and learn about its mission, the women that have been helped, how each one is screened, and about their Restore You program. A car donation is an easy way to make a difference in the lives of others. God's Garage needs good operating vehicles, but will take all types in working and non-working condition. Make your heart and soul feel good by donating your gently used vehicle and help support single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military at godsgarage.org. Welcome back to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show on this Saturday. A hot Saturday.
Hot.
It's hot.
It is that.
It's very hot.
Hot.
Turn the air conditioner on here in the studio yesterday at this time.
Oh, my.
And it's not cold in here.
No.
And it's set at 60 degrees in here.
It's working hard.
It is working hard. We got the fan going. We're just trying to make it to noon.
And that's our biggest fan.
It is our biggest fan right there. And it costs us money to have that fan on. Just saying. All right, time now on the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show for the Motor Minute.
I've
Jeffrey
got a
has
Motor
that.
Minute. We're going to bring you up to date on the Andretti Cadillac F1 saga, the debacle, if you want. So F1 owners, the Liberty Media Company confirmed the Department of Justice in the antitrust investigation over the Andretti bid. So what's happening is Greg Maffei, he's the CEO of Liberty Media. It's the company that owns F1. They confirmed last week that, yes, the Department of Justice is giving an investigation into what's going on. So they say they fully intend to cooperate with the investigation, including all the related information, all the documents, and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Earlier this year, the Formula One management, which is called FOM, this is Sports Commercial Rights Holder, they rejected the bid. But F1 said, yes, they're going to do it. Well, that's the Federation of International Automobiles that's what the F1 stands for. They came and they're kind of, butting heads on this. But among the reasons that FOM said was that Cadillac and Andretti wouldn't bring anything new to the organization, anything new to the race. Well, that's hogwash. That's horse hockey. You can write that down.
Horse hockey.
Horse hockey. Yeah.
I've stepped in a couple of horse hockeys
I
before.
know. Well, you were a horse hockey jockey.
Yes, I have.
So,
yes.
With the rejection, so the Congress is getting involved, and I think a lot of this has to do with Toto Wolff and Susan Wolff, who are part of the media. His wife does work for the media organization, and she's got a lot of strings that she can pull, and she's got a lot of influence there.
Yeah.
So, and Toto is the Mercedes manager. He runs the Mercedes racing team. So they've got a little bit of conflict.
I was going to say.
I'm thinking that too, but according to F1, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's been going on for years and years. But they say that they're going to cooperate and all this good stuff. And I'm on Andretti's side. So there you go. It's to be determined. I think it's going to go forward. So more to come.
Okay, thanks.
There you go.
Time now for this hour's car review. I had a chance to drive the 2024 Chevrolet Blazer EV. Comes in two trim levels, the 2LT and the RS. There's more to come later, but right now, that's it. Reviewed trim level is the RS all-wheel drive. This is considered by the government a small SUV. I say it's a midsize. It's a two-row, five-seat SUV. Exterior change of the Blazer has nothing in common. This Blazer has nothing in common with the gasoline engine Blazer, okay?
Yeah,
this
got
is
it.
completely different. Then here they go again, using a name that they've already got, kind of like Ford did with the Mustang.
Yeah,
The Mach-E.
Yeah.
Please.
Come on.
By the way, what we didn't know, I didn't know until I started doing the research on this, that this Blazer is on the same platform as the Cadillac Lyric.
What?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's a Cadillac Lyric.
It's not that big.
Well,
Platform-wise, yeah.
platform is the same as the
Wow,
Cadillac Lyric.
that's shocking.
And it's also the platform for the Chevy Equinox EV. So they're using the same names, but they're different vehicles.
Well, the frame must have to be a certain build to do
Well,
that.
yeah. That's that
I got you.
skateboard
All right,
thing.
I understand now. Yeah.
Exterior features, sleek-looking front fender-to-fender, lightning fast thing. It looks good. Sloping rear roof line with tiny rear hatch glass, tri-tail lights, faux brake ducts on the front fenders, which is a different kind of take when it comes to brake ducting faux anything. What I liked about it, the unique modern sheet metal. This thing looks good, in my opinion. Interior highlights, contrasting two-tone colors make the interior pop on this. Big infotainment screen that's easy to use. General Motors, in general, has really stepped up to the plate when it comes to their infotainment system. Comfortable seating with unique materials on it. Big center console for storage. Cargo trunk room is adequate, nothing out of the ordinary, but it matches up with other vehicles in its class. What I liked about it, top-notch stuff, and it is a Chevy. It does not look like a Chevy when you get inside of it. It's first class all the way, I'm telling you. What could use improvement? Nothing. It's beautiful, I think. Engine, this is a two-motor electric, so it's got motors in the front and the rear in this one. Now, miles per gallon, it's kind of weird the way that they formulate this, but city 103 and the highway is comparable to 88 miles per gallon for a combined of 96. It gets 300 miles on a single charge. What I liked about it, the mileage, and plugging it into the 110-volt house AC worked for my 60-mile round trip back and forth.
Good.
So
good
I
if you
plug
can
it
do
in
that.
at work, charges there. Plug it at home, it works here. Now, if I were going to drive 300 miles on it, that wouldn't work. So there's that. As far as other things, 30 minutes with the owner's manual to find a button to turn off the headlight flash that sat in the driveway and flashed all night long, indicating the car is charging. So you have to drill down into the menu to turn that feature off. Why would you have that feature anyway? It's strictly a PR thing, I think. But the whole night long, I thought, it's going to storm. I look out and see through the blinds, the flashing lights in the driveway.
You thought it was...
think it's going to be a storm. No, it's the car because I've got it plugged in. Who dreamt that up?
Put a little dot on the
It
dash.
gets A+ for the ride quality. Okay. Comfortable ride, handles well, A+ all the way on this car. Base trim price, $56,200. Prices tested, $60,710. Base model price, $48,800. Competitors, Mustang Mach-E, $39,995 is where it starts. Tesla Model Y starts at $42,990. And the Kia EV6 starts at $42,600. That's my review of the 2024 Blazer EV RS all-wheel drive. Go check it out. I think that you'll be impressed as well if you're looking for an electric.
You wouldn't compare that to the Cadillac version?
Well, I haven't driven the Cadillac version, and yes, but it's the same vehicle.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why.
What was the range on this one? Did it say?
300 miles.
Okay, 300 miles.
Yeah. All right. If you'd like to get in touch with us, shoot us an email. The address is info@inwheeltime.com. We'll be back with more of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after this.
The original group of Lupe Tortilla restaurants will have you telling your family and friends just what the original recipe means when it comes to the best fajitas in Southeast Texas. Founder Stan Holt invites you to visit the first Lupe Tortilla near I-10 and Highway 6. Here is the original house that inspired the design of all the rest and the original charm that helped make Lupe Tortilla the go-to destination for Houston Tex-Mex. Nothing can compete with the original lime pepper marinade that everyone will agree makes Lupe Tortilla award-winning beef fajitas the best anywhere. Lupe Tortilla Katie's and other location that gives you the same quality and service Houstonians have come to expect at Loopy's. It's located on 99 the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard in Katy. Find yourself in Aggieland? Head to the Loopy Tortilla in College Station. Located just around the corner from Kyle Field, it's a great place to enjoy those famous frozen margaritas before or after the game. Going to Louisiana, the Loopy Tortilla in Beaumont is on I-10, so you can't miss it. The original group of Loopy Tortilla restaurants has the best Tex-Mex anywhere, and you're invited anytime. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your cars finish without a full repaint. Searching for the real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get that thing protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need or can't afford. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See the state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today, and online at gcautoshield.com. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.